everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel. If you notice something different, it's hopefully the quality and how sharp you see me right now. My camera did just come in, so hopefully there's a different in picture quality overall. I don't know, I don't have my glasses on. Hopefully I'm not just a giant blur right now. That would be very upsetting. But yeah, I'm really excited to continue my YouTube journey with this new camera, and I hope you continue to enjoy my content. I will be messing around with like zooming in and angles and stuff because this is a new camera. I'm still trying to figure out what I like and what I don't like. So if you see a little bit of video experimentation in the next few videos, I apologize. I'm just testing things out, okay? But anyway, today I'm going to be addressing a topic that one of my commenters and subscribers actually commented, I think last week, and I was like, that is a genius idea. I'm like, I never talked about this topic, like ever. Even on my previous channel, I never talked about it. So I thought it was a good thing to talk about on this channel since I haven't done so already. And as usual, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. You know, if you like it, because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. The more thumbs up I get, the more that my videos will reach a lot more people. So anyway, yeah, today we're going to be talking about omnibus volumes versus single volumes. And trust me, omnibus volumes have gotten a lot of hate for a lot of different reasons. But at the same time, is it really worth it? Because I have a lot of omnibus volumes and I don't have a problem. So I guess it just depends on the publisher and the omnibus in itself and also the collector. But let me tell you all about omnibus volumes and how they're maybe better, or I don't know, I don't want to say better, but how in some situations they may be better than getting single volumes. But anyway, let's get started. This is an omnibus volume, right? This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Omnibus Volume 31, 32, and 33. And then you have right here is Yu-Gi-Oh! Volume 1. For the majority of this series for Yu-Gi-Oh! I have the omnibus volumes. I think the majority I have, yeah, are all the omnibus versions. So I have like 3 volumes in singles, and then the rest are omnibus volumes. These omnibus volumes by Shonen Jump are, you know, they've gotten a lot of heat basically because of the thin pages. So some omnibus volumes will have thin pages compared to their single volumes. And that is perhaps the biggest complaint with omnibus volumes in general, the thinner pages. Some volumes I feel have thinner pages than others, but you know, yes, there is a difference in page quality. So if you are someone who absolutely despises thin pages, omnibus volumes might not be for you, at least not the Shonen Jump releases or Viz manga releases of omnibus volumes, because they will most of the time always have thinner pages. So yeah, that doesn't bother me too much, and that's why I have the entire, well, most of the series in omnibus format. Also Naruto I have mostly in omnibus, and also Bleach I also have mostly in omnibus format. Yes, I have noticed the thinner pages compared to the single volumes, but you know what? It's not that big of a deal for me. It's not like I'm ripping out pages or have a heavy hand where I am like, every time I flip a page, I'm tearing a page. That doesn't happen to me. So it doesn't really matter that the pages are thin. I mean, sometimes you could see through to the next page, but once again, if you are not picky with that kind of stuff, does it really matter, I guess. Omnibus volumes are also really good in the sense that they are cheaper than getting single volumes. So for example, this volume right here is $14.99, right? One volume, one single volume is $7.95, or that was a million years ago. I don't know if this was like a really old like volume of manga, so I think it's like a little bit more expensive nowadays, but it just saves you money in the long run, because if you're spending like $8, $9, or even $10 for one single volume, and you're spending 15 bucks for one, you're basically saving like half the price that you would pay if you were just getting single volumes. So, you know, if I were to get 3 volumes of this, you know, at $8 each, I would be spending $24 or more after tax and all that fun stuff. I'm only spending 15, 17 after tax. So it's like you are saving money, and that's one of the biggest perks of getting omnibus volumes, is saving money. I also have some other omnibus volumes that I'm going to show you in a bit, and Maybe I'll start off with this series. This is Fruits Baskets right here. Fruits Baskets actually got a collector's edition that came in omnibus format. They're $20 each, but I don't think that they have the single volumes released anymore. That's another thing. If you're a collector or if you want a series and the single volumes are no longer being published, you're gonna want to get the omnibus volumes. This edition of Fruits Baskets actually has really good pages. It's nothing like the quality of the Shonen Jump omnibus volumes. So if you are concerned over like the thinness of pages, the Fruits Baskets pages are actually really, really well done. They're thick like the regular volumes. So these retail for $20. If you want to get the single volumes, I don't really know how much they are, but honestly, for a lot of series that are no longer published when it comes to single volumes, one volume can cost $30, $40, $50, or even more, depending on how rare the series is. Like this, Tokyo Babylon. Tokyo Babylon was published by Tokyo Pop way back in the day. I only have 2 single volumes of this. It gets me so angry because now I have the omnibus and they don't line up when you put them on your bookshelf. It drives me insane as a collector. But if it's a series that is out of print, you kind of have to do it unless you really want to go hunting down for those single volumes and pay $50 per volume or perhaps more. You're going to want to get the omnibus volumes. The thing is that this Dark Horse omnibus volume for Tokyo Babylon is also no longer in print. Now, I think Yen Press just rescued Tokyo Babylon. I forgot. There's some publisher that is rescuing Tokyo Babylon and will be releasing it again. But, you know, if you already had like the single volumes and you're like me and now also have like 1 volume of this omnibus, this version of the omnibus, now you're gonna have 3 releases of Tokyo Babylon. It's going to be kind of awkward. So I don't know how their release is going to look, if it's gonna be like big bulky like this, or if it's going to be like, I have no clue yet because it's not released yet. But the thing is, now, you know, if you're like me in my situation, you're gonna have 3 different publishers of the same series. And that at times drives people nuts. So if you're somebody like me that really just grinds your gears, you're gonna wanna go hunting down for whichever version you prefer. Honestly, it would be easier to go for the omnibus volumes, even though they're super expensive, but just so that you stay consistent with the releases, you know, you're probably going to want to, you know, just get one or the other. It's kind of frustrating. Then you also have series like this, Soul Eater. Now, I double dipped for Soul Eater. I do own a couple or a few of the volumes of, you know, the single volumes that were published by Yen Press. I love Soul Eater so much that I did double dip. So I ended up getting the hardcovers for Soul Eater. I love this series to death. These omnibus volumes are hardcover. Whenever an omnibus is hardcover, whether it be Soul Eater, Berserk, Hellsing, you know, the Junji Ito omnibus volumes, things like that, honestly, get them. When they're hardcover, it's usually worth it. I'm not saying that I love these more than my single volumes. The best thing about single volumes is that you get the cover art on every single volume. If that's something that you love to see, you know, the artwork, then, you know, you're gonna prefer those single volumes, even though they are kind of pricey depending on the series. But whenever there's hardcovers like this, like, whew, yes, please. The thing is, with these like hardcovers for Soul Eater, the pages are glossy. So it really depends on the publisher and the series and your own preference. If you like glossy pages, they're thick, but they're glossy. So if you're not a fan of that, that's fine. But I know for Soul Eater, they have the glossy pages. I don't really know if another series has these glossy pages too. But this is the one that really comes to mind when I think of glossy pages. I'm like, yes, that's like Soul Eater. So it's not your conventional like manga page paper feel. It's that glossy like brochure feel. Like I honestly have no other way of describing it. But yeah, so hardcover is usually safe to get in terms of quality. Sometimes the translations change depending on publisher. Like, so I have the Yen Press volumes of Soul Eater, and then the Soul Eater, and again Soul Eater SE, The Square Enix version of the translation is a little different from the Yen Press translation. So if that's also something that bothers you, the translations, you know, pick whatever you prefer. You like this translation more, that translation more, pick. Or, you know, like I said, if you already have those single volumes, you might want to keep on collecting those single volumes. You might end up paying more for them in the long run, but it's really preference. And last but not least, you have some omnibus volumes that are the only editions available. So I have here, I Am a Hero. I Am a Hero is one of my favorite horror series, especially when it comes to zombies. This is only available in omnibus format. So if you want to get the series at all, you gotta get it in omnibus format. And that happens with some series. That's just how it is. Either the series was published way back long ago and now they're releasing it in omnibus format only, or whether it was never released here and is only being released in one single format. You know, you gotta do it. So if you want a certain series and it's only available via omnibus, you're gonna wanna get them. And I find that the Dark Horse releases are good. Once again, the thin page problem is not a problem for anyone except Shonen Jump and, you know, Viz Manga. Sorry, not to knock on them, I love them, but yeah, for I Am a Hero, the pages are good. Dark Horse usually releases great omnibus volumes, great pages, great translations, so I usually don't have an issue with them. But yeah, certain series are only available in omnibus format, so in that case, you gotta do it. Another thing that's really good about collecting omnibus volumes is the fact that you finish the series faster, because hey, if you're getting 3 volumes in one and you have like a 30 volume series, all you need are 10 volumes instead of 30 individual volumes. So there are perks to getting these omnibus volumes, because if I was here collecting Yu-Gi-Oh from volume 1 and getting singles, I would have so many of these single volumes and it would take me so much longer versus just getting the omnibus format. Also, another thing that's really good about omnibus volumes is the fact that they save shelf space. So I don't know why, maybe it's because the pages are thinner, or maybe because you need less volumes to complete a series, but it actually does help you save shelf space. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it works. And so I'll take it. From a collector, trust me, I need as much space as I can get. So sometimes these volumes of manga, these omnibus volumes, are a real lifesaver. I know some people don't necessarily like that the spines could get bent more easily. They don't like that kind of stuff. That's not something that really bothers me too much and hasn't really happened with my manga. So I don't know, that really hasn't really affected me for the most part, but omnibus volumes help you save money and they help you save shelf space. But anyway, I think what I'm trying to say is that collecting omnibus versus single volumes or vice versa is really up to you. It's your preference. Do you mind thin pages? Do you mind maybe having different spines, different publishers release a series and you have different sizes of books on your bookshelf? Is that something that bugs you? Do you have the extra money to get those single volumes even if they might be out of print and even more expensive than when they were originally released? I guess it really just depends on you and how picky you are as a collector. I can be picky at times, but in the long run, I know that omnibus volumes are very, very beneficial and are very helpful. And why put myself through the headache of hunting down all these single volumes when I could just get them in omnibus format and save money? And just like, I don't know, it just really depends on the series overall and depends on you as a collector. But yeah, I hope that this video was somewhat helpful for some of you. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. And comment on your thoughts. Are you an omnibus collector? Do you prefer single volumes? Let me know in the comment section below. I always love discussing these things with all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Totally appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, or subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And I will see you next time. Very, very soon, I promise. Bye.